Okay, Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 3, and today we would like to discuss about how to teach using novel. But before that, let me share the screen first. Okay, so before we continue our presentation, let me introduce the members of this group. So the first one is Ade Dewiyanti as the last presenter, and then me, Fatihah Dunisa, as the moderator and the first presenter, and then Azhara Salwa Chantika as the third presenter, and then Fahroza as the second presenter. So let us just begin our presentations today. So the contents of these templates are: first, definition; second, steps of teaching using novel; third, advantages; fourth, tips and solution; and the fifth is conclusion. So definition. What is teaching? So Richard Beach et al. 2016 argued that teaching is highly theoretical, and what type of theories one subscribes to have powerful effects regarding what teachers do and how they do it. Beach et al. 2016 argued that teachers should adopt a critical inquiry approach to their teaching, meaning that they ask the questions about the constituent text of literature. And the part of the critical inquiry approach is to survey one's own theories and beliefs when it comes to teaching novels, and how these beliefs and theories influence one's teaching. And then how to teach using novel. So Skolberg 2020 states that novels can over different forms of realities and mirror the diversity among students. Discussing novels can also raise the students' awareness regarding critical thinking. So the aspect of teaching novels is giving students the tools in order to view different texts through critical lenses. By using critical lenses, students will learn how to discern different aspects of a novel. So here's Steps of Teaching Using Novel by Rezul Hajizadeh, International Journal of Art Science. So they use the strategies of in-class and out of class. So the first strategy is pre-reading activities, including pre-teaching vocabulary, preparing questions relevant to the assigned text, and thinking about major issues of the text. Pre-reading is also desirable from a didactic point of view since, for example, this procedure makes it possible to use a large variety of written text of homework. Then the second is helping students discover significant features of the text of novel. So while we are reading, we have the reading activities, including encouraging students' participations in text analysis, helping students discover significant features of the text, and providing cultural background and orientation. And then the third is post-reading activities, including helping students with relevant and applicable critical interpretations, encouraging debates and discussions on major issues of the text, such as like the point of view, characterization, plot, and action. And this slide will be presented by Fahroza. To Fahroza, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for moderator. I will continue about the steps of teaching using novel. Okay, the first one is self-study. 2 days before the lesson, the students were divided into learning groups. The teacher marked the scope of the study, key points, and typically the reading text or novel that has been given before learning. Students could preview and review the materials by themselves, and there was no time limit in the self-study process. So this session aims to practice reading skills of students and make students able to spend time at home efficiently. And the second one is tests. In this session, the teacher can use the formative assessment for students to self-assessment. At the beginning of the class, there was a 5 to 10-minute test to evaluate student learning. A central function of the formative assessment focused on the detailed content of what was being learned. So students received feedbacks, including which areas they need to improve and how they could improve. And the third one is the next is question and discussion. This step is very effective because in this session, there is an active interaction between teacher and student or student and students. In this session, the students' seats are arranged in a circle or in a U shape so that they can hear each other clearly. Before conducting a discussion, the teacher can ask several students to say something about the text. For example, a part or character they like or hate, find confusing, or want to comment on, and etc. Then start the discussion by responding to various student opinions about the text with a few questions. For example, what do the rest of you think about that? Can anyone find a part of text with can anyone find a part in the text in the book that show that? What in the book is making you say that? What did the author write that makes you think that? So this question will make students reread the whole section together, then comment on each other, adding up so that they get a shared understanding. And the last one is summary. In this session, the teacher can ask a student as a representative of a group to give a summary about what they have learned. And finally, in addition to and justification for what they have learned, the teachers can provide feedback about what they have learned. I think that's all for me. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Faraza, for your great explanation. So the next part will be explained by Azhara Salwachantika. Tutika, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will continue about using novels in classroom. Based on the journal Rasha Nabil Siyaj and Muhammad A'af Farah, January 2016, using novel in classroom can be improve the student skills, student skills such as the first one, reading skill and expand student vocabulary. In addition, students can also directly learn it use to suit the context. Some words may have similar or the same translation, but will differ in usage, which is adjusted according to the context. The second is novels develop speaking skills and enhance listening skills. From the dialogue of the character, students can learn how they speak in everyday life. That way, students will develop speaking and listening skills. And the third, language improvement. In this sense, a novel can also help students improve grammar in English. Many of the novels authors were master of English literature. This make their writing really pay attention to the prevailing grammar. That way, through novels, students can learn grammar and maybe also improve their writing skill in English. And the fourth, cultural enrichment. By learning novels, it means that students also learn a lot about the culture from the novel, so that the more
Yes, Tika?
novels that are read. Six is creativity. By reading novels, learning will be more fun. Learning by doing will also make students more creative and develop their potential. And the last is critical thinking development. For example, when students learn to write novels, in the writing process, students develop their ideas through reasoning uh, and problem solving that involve their linguistic and cognitive skills. This process identifies the purpose of writing, finds and forms ideas, and finalizing the expression of his brainstorm in the text. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you. Thank you. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Tika, for your great explanation. And the last one, we will go to Ade Duyanti to explain about tips and solutions to Ade. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will explain the tips and the solution from research to the student. The first one is prepare a glossary at school for the student. And second is get a summary rather than focusing on every detailed page. The third is the text of the novel should not be long, otherwise students will be bored and do not read the novel thoroughly. And the fourth is the teacher can ask different students to summarize different chapters for the rest of the class in the order to manage the class with long novel. So it can be concluded that teaching using novel can also serve as a tool to familiarize students with the diversity of cultural presentation. An important objective in every literature class is to encourage the students to discover the subtlety and multiplicity of ideas and meaning of the literary text. Furthermore, the teachers should attempt to involve the students in the relevant communication concerning the significant issues of the text. The teacher's role in a novel class is a facilitator who guides the student as they draw inferences and form critical view and approaches. The key to teaching literature is to make students enjoy, understand, and appreciate the literary text. With this aim in mind, a novel class can become a delightful and at the same time an instructive session, improving students' linguistic proficiency and literary competence. Besides that, there can be introduced the 10 useful tips and complete teaching literature and more realistic and meaningful. I think that's all. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Adi, for your nice explanation. So here we can see the references from the journal and the articles of the teaching of using novels. And I think that's all from us, guys. Thank you for great attention. I'm sorry for all of our mistakes. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Wassalamualaikum.